Sustainability is an important issue in the corporate world today, and we wanted to study sustainability in terms of pressures at the top of the organization. And prior to our research, we knew very little about the mental and physical health of CEOs, and this is because CEOs are not particularly good at answering questionnaires, in particular when it's about stigmatizing topics such as mental health. So what we did instead is we accessed anonymized registry data that contained diagnosis codes and also prescription codes for the entire population of Sweden. And this allowed us to, in an aggregate and anonymized ways, characterize the mental and physical health of corporate leaders in Sweden. Well, one of the key findings in the paper is that the health of CEOs is surprisingly good. The incidence rates for a lot of diagnoses is roughly half of what the average Swede has. However, these are not supermen and superwomen. Roughly a third of all CEOs have some physical health diagnosis, such as high blood pressure or gastrointestinal issues. And 1 in 12 has some mental health problems related to depression and anxiety. So we did 3 things in this paper to try to understand why CEOs appear so healthy. So the first thing we did is that we looked at CEO appointments. Does mental and physical health correlate with becoming a CEO? And we found a fairly strong correlation there. It's almost as strong as cognitive ability or IQ. So health seems to be important for reaching the top position. The second thing we did was looked at the pressures of the position itself by looking at appointments to CEO positions and retirements from CEO positions. And there, where we compared to candidates for positions that didn't get the job, we found no effects on mental and physical health, suggesting that those that do get selected, they can handle the pressures pretty well. And the third thing we did, we looked at CEO turnover. So we found that both mental and physical health were strongly correlated with leaving the CEO position. And this correlation is roughly half as important as performance measures, which is typically the strongest thing that determines whether a CEO can stay in his or her position or not. So one of the key findings of the paper is indeed this monotonic relationship between the size of the firm and CEO physical and mental health. So the larger the firm, the healthier the CEO. And we think this comes from the fact that the selection process of the CEO is stronger the larger the firm is. So with respect to firm performance, we did find that for larger firms, mental and physical health of the CEO is not related to performance, where this is related to performance for smaller firms. And one potential explanation for this pattern is that larger firms have governance structures and succession plans in place that allows them to mitigate the effect of health on performance. Whereas for smaller firms, the same is not true. So many smaller firms, the CEO might be the founder and might also be the chairman of the board, and their health issues might translate much easier into performance than what it does for larger firms. Yeah, so I'm not sure our research tells you much about screenings, but what our research does suggest is that corporate wellness programs in terms of that are sort of geared towards improving mental and physical health of workers inside the firm might be a good idea because it helps remove health-related barriers, career barriers inside the firm, and this might better help funnel good talent to the top of the organization.